The psalmist tells us in Psalms 23:4, although I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you, O God, you're with me. The psalmist is acknowledging that even though he's walking the path of life with God, death and evil are realities. And they are encroaching in such a way that he can see the shadows. What a great image for us as we work through the escalating statistics around COVID-19. I'm sure that in many of our own cases, as we think about the impact of COVID-19 on people that we know directly and indirectly, it may actually feel like we're walking through the valley of the shadows of death. And yet, I want to suggest to you that we need not be overcome by fear either, but we should push back against those shadows. Let me tell you what NBCC is doing as we decide to push back against the shadows. A couple of weekends ago, our elder and leadership team made a decision that we're going to set aside $85,000 to be a blessing, to push back against COVID-19 and bless those who have been impacted. $60,000 will be set aside to help those outside of our community. A portion will go towards Second Harvest Food Program. They're leading the fight against those who are hungry across the Bay. We've also identified 3 churches that we're going to walk alongside and be a blessing to them. Here's why. Over the last several weeks, I've heard a number of churches have closed their doors because people are not gathering, they're not bringing their money, and bills are not paid. In our case, 70% of our giving is online, but many churches, they have no giving online of very small amounts. The churches that we've identified, San Francisco Christian Center in San Francisco, Maranatha in San Jose, and Centro Cristo Jerusalem in Gilroy, are all churches that have an average of about 150 people sitting in the pews. They have less than 10% of their giving online. They don't have the kind of technological infrastructure to do what I'm doing now, and a large percentage of their folk who sit in the pews are among those who are and will be laid off through this massive job stoppage. And so we want to walk alongside them and be a blessing. I'm sure the government will be helpful to other industries, but we need to help the church. Lastly, we've set aside another $25,000 in our benevolent fund to help people who are connected to NBCC, who also are dealing with job loss. Help them pay their housing costs and their utility costs, etc. This was not a small decision for us. We had to really think long and hard about, did we have the infrastructure to get this done? And then we took this significant step of faith. We're able to take this bold step because really of you, those of you who are connected to NBCC. It's your giving that has put us in this position. And if you're able to continue to give, I'm asking you to do just that. Keep giving. And if you're able to give a little bit more, please do that. For those of you who want to be a part of helping folk who are connected to NBCC work through their housing and utility challenges, et cetera, you can also give directly to our benevolent fund. Ways to do that is included with this video. And if you are a regular part of our worshiping community and you're dealing with the adverse effect of COVID-19 around housing utilities, just reach out to any of our staff and we'll be more than happy to help. Why? Because we're God's people. And God's people push back against the shadows.